You know that you are up for a huge tax when your boss gives you a job and adds by saying that I don't envy you at all. That's the current state of the sports minister, Kofi Idi Adams. He was sworn in by the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and in his speech, he went ahead to say that as for Kofi Idi Adams, I don't envy him at all.
The Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, Minister for Sports and Recreation, I don't envy your job. You have the monumental task of restoring Ghana to its pride of place in African and world sports. The shambles that is Ghana sports today is completely unacceptable for a country with our pedigree, and I expect that you inject transparency, professionalism, and modernity into the management of the sector. I expect that you concentrate on building up all the sports disciplines, and I know the Ghana Football Association would be a good place to start, to work to make sure that we return Black Stars to its glory days.
Welcome to the Soccer. My name is Delali Frank. Today we're going to talk about the sports minister, his job, and what the president expects from him. So, the president appointed Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, someone who is not really familiar with football, or football fans are not familiar with him. And we didn't know why the president gave him the job. And I think after his swearing in, the president in his speech seems to explain what he expects from him. So the president obviously is trying to tell Mr. Honorable Kofi Adams that the job I'm giving to you is a very tough job, but I expect you to succeed. And I think he mentioned an area. He mentioned a lot of things, and he categorically mentioned the Ghana Football Association. And if you are not careful when you work with the FA, you may think people have targeted you. But there's a saying that to whom much is given, much is expected. And I think the Ghana Football Association is in that category, where we give them a lot of resources, so we expect a lot from them. Football globally is the biggest sport. Globally happens to be the biggest sport. Maybe others will argue the NFL, and then the NBA may argue, but football is widely known across the world as one of the biggest sports. As a result of that, anybody that works in that industry, or the countrymen, expects their FAs, the Football Association, to go extra mile and do extra for them. And it's not different from Ghana as well. So we expect our Football Association to help the Black Stars perform at the highest level, which in recent times they are not. Unfortunately for the FA, no matter how good they've been, you are always judged by your flagship program. And that's it. Every institution is judged by its flagship program. So in Ghana, the FA is judged by its flagship program, the Black Stars, and the Premier League. The Premier League, some way. Black Stars, some way. So automatically, no matter what you are doing, people consider you as a failure. And for me, I think the FA needs to start working in that direction. For the sports minister, the president was very clear and direct and obvious. He said that I need you to get football and sports back to its glory days. That means the president is expecting Honorable Kofi Adams to develop the sports and starting with the Black Stars. Black Stars have a lot of competitions and qualifiers to play now, which of them is very important. The World Cup qualifiers. Ghana has the World Cup qualifiers to play. That game is in March. The sports minister needs to be able to work closely with the FA to get the Black Stars at the highest level. The minister is not a coach. He is not the one going to coach the players. Either is he the one going to call the players. But the president expects him to work closely with the FA to get things run properly. There's been a lot of conversations about things that we've done which hasn't been in the best interest of the country. The FA now has appointed some technical men that the sports minister has come out to say that governments were not informed. Ideally, they can appoint any coach that they want to appoint. However, in Ghana, it is the government that pays the coaches. Because the government that pays the coaches, you need the input of the government and the country. Here, the ministries. So, the sports minister may have a case there and may make a case. Recently, too, the sports minister is on record to have said that right now, government is saying that nobody should fly first class, and that would affect the Black Stars players. I don't even think Black Stars players fly first class. Usually they fly business class. Now, the government is trying to cut lavish spending. Is it going to affect the Black Stars? Obviously, yes. If we are going to training tours, how much we spend, where we do the training tour, will be very, very key. But I'm going to say that what the president expects from the sports minister is to get people in positions or people working in positions to be level-headed and take nationalistic decisions. The sports minister has a lot of job to do because as of now, Ghanaians don't know where the Black Stars is. And if we are all going to be honest, the Black Stars is not performing at the highest level. And it's as a result of a lot of things that come together that make the teams perform bad. They need the minister and the government to work. The government needs to work with the FA to get things working well. For me, it starts with the coach. The FA really have a lot of trust in Otuado. But unfortunately, the man has really failed to deliver. I've always said that I don't think Otuado should continue keeping his job after failing to qualify Ghana to the AFCON. Yes, he has. I don't think. But maybe the FA has a reason for keeping him. But the 2 March games, and I may see the reason why the ministry may not move into sacking Otuado now. If I'm in charge, I would wait for Otuado to play the game that we need to play, the World Cup qualifiers in March. If any resource but a win should get Otuado away, in my opinion. Any resource but a win should get Otuado away. Because in recent times, we've not had a coach who have really failed on the level that Otuado has. But the sports minister has a lot of job to do. Also, it's not only Black Stars. He needs to do a lot of job or a lot of work with the other sports. Boxing, athletics, maybe it's only athletics that we are seeing, well, the other sports in some way. I think sports minister himself has said on countless times that he believes we need sports fund. We need some base investment in the sports. That's a very solid idea that I'm hoping that this minister will see through and make sure that it becomes a reality. The sports minister has a lot of job to do. The president has made it clear to him. Let me know what you also think and what you expect that he does. My name is Delali Frank. Until we meet again, bye-bye for now.